Here I am. Lights, camera, action. Kim Coles here, and welcome to the Boldacious Living 5-Day Challenge recap. I decided to do a recap because, well, actually, I had planned to do a recap. I was very intentional about the fact that I knew that I was going to do this week-long challenge, and that very likely on Saturday, people would want a recap. And so I prepared. So I'm going to pretend as if I was going to go live. I just decided the last minute. No, no, no. I was very intentional in planning to do this recap today. And so here I am, and here we are. This is for you if you missed one of the days of the 5-day challenge. Some of the content has already come down. Wink, wink. You might be able to go to the page wherever you are right now and still see some of the video. But if not, I can give you a recap right here, right now. So in case you don't know me, in case we haven't met, my name is Kim Coles. I'm an actress, comedian, author, speaker, coach, supermodel in my mind, and I am passionate about helping people to overcome their limiting beliefs and build a boldacious life for themselves. By the way, it does take you to build it. It takes a decision and intention to build it. And what I mean by boldacious is bold and audacious. It's a word that I made up. It means stepping fully into your gifts, stepping fully into the acceptance of your authentic, amazing, perfectly imperfect self, to be unapologetic and resolute in the dreams, resolute in making the dreams and desires that you have for yourself come true, come through and come true. And so it's resolute and really making those decisions and really tapping into and co-creating with the creator of all. However you language it, however you say it, that's the right way to say it, whether you say God or goddess or the universe or Allah or Yahweh, however you say it, I believe you. I'm talking about the divine, co-creating with the divine to step fully into your gifts. And the gifts have been placed in you for a reason. And the reason is to bring them forth, right? You know, people talk a lot about going searching for purpose. You have to search for purpose. Actually, the purpose is all up and through here, all up in this. The purpose is all up and through here. It's already in you. You don't have to go searching. You just have to listen, tap into your intuitive abilities, and allow it to come through. And some of you already know what it is, and that's great. Part 2 of that is to activate it. And that's how you live a boldacious life. You activate your dreams and desires, your gifts that are already there. And I am an advocate for you doing it with ease and with a little sprinkling of joy, or a big sprinkling of joy. That works for me. So welcome. Happy to have you here. Let's get through the recap. So I just made a few slides today. These other days I had lots and lots and lots of slides. Today we're going to just do a couple of slides because I have my recap for you that I'm going to share with you on a Google Doc. I'm going to be reading it, but looking into your eyes and telling you how amazing you are. One of my perspectives on life, and I think it's important when we, get to know people in a new way. Like a lot of people know me as an actress. Let's face it, I introduced myself, but many of you here probably already know that I'm an actress. Many of you here probably remember me from, a show called Living Single. I call it one of the sparkling jewels of my life, one of the sparkling jewels of my career. So much came through me being on that show. And I don't mean just the money. And I don't mean just the family I gained. I mean all the knowledge of self and all the really understanding of the gifts that I'm here to bring to the world, because it was after the show got canceled that I really had to get to work on knowing who I was and knowing what other gifts I came to bring to the world. So yes, Sinclair, woo, 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 but who you're really meeting is Kim Coles. And woo, woo, woo is not something that the sitcom writers wrote for me. Woo, woo, woo is something that I got to contribute to the show because I ad-libbed that on the set of the show. during rehearsal one time. And what no one knew at the time is that woo 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 is something that my mother used to say to me and my baby brother when she wanted to evoke a feeling of, I see you, I love you, I acknowledge you. Oh, baby, you fell down. Woo woo woo. Get up, baby. Woo woo woo. Oh, you didn't get the best grade on this test. Woo woo woo. You're going to do better next time. She's very much uh, an evangelist for seeing people where they are, meeting people where they are, and letting them know that they are seen and valued and loved. My mother instilled that in me, and so I gave that to Sinclair, and I'm giving it to you too. You are seen, you are valued, you are heard, and you are meant to be. I'm going to make up a word. I made up boldacious, so I'm going to make this word up too. Your life is, wait for it, legacyable. What, Kim Coles? You are worthy of the legacy that you've come to live and leave. You are legacyable, my dear. Yeah, get used to that. That's what I do. And that's one of the ways I do it. I make it up and share it with you. It comes from my heart to you. So let's talk about what the last few days have been all about. So day one, well, first of all, I also want to mention too that I have been offering a VIP package. VIP package is only $97, and what it got you and what it gets you, there's still some room for you to be able to get in. Like if you really miss some of the days and you really want the full 5-hour experience, 5 hours and change I spent this week sharing this content with you. If you really want to get it all and also get some additional coaching, because right after this session, I meet with the VIPs. We go deep and some amazing breakthroughs have happened. For only $97, you can join the VIP. There's still time to do so because we meet after this. And I just gifted the VIPs with 2 more sessions that will happen, one this week and one in the week after or the week after that. It depends on scheduling, because I really want to spend some time activating your gifts and then come back and see how you're doing. So for only $97, it's an easy yes, and you get to keep the replays for all time. So if we could just put up the link to that. Oh, thank you so much. So just go to boldlivingchallenge.com/VIP. That way you get to keep the recordings, have some other goodies I have for you. And what I like to do, and you know, I don't think most coaches do this, but this is something I like to do. I like to speak into your listening and find out what it is you need. And so I'm actually making some other resources available that I wasn't planning on doing. But once I heard what the VIPs, what their next step is, I'm making some resources available to them that becomes the bonus. We have a private membership site. And so you can come there and ask some questions, and I'm providing some extra bonuses that I saw what everybody needed. And I'm like, let me provide what folks need. So that's something I love to do, just to give from the heart. So there you have it. Okay, so let's talk about day one. So day one was, and by the way, if you registered for this, and when you register for the VIP, you'll also get the workbook. This is part of the free challenge. You get that. So day one, by the way, when you print this out, it's going to take up all your ink. Sorry, not sorry. Oh, so we talked a lot about embracing your boldness with ease. The whole challenge in general, the whole vibe for the challenge is about embracing your boldness with ease. This should not feel hard. This should not feel like you're pushing something uphill. It should just feel like stepping into your, like I always say, perfectly imperfect self. What if stepping into your perfectly imperfect self? And I mean, I claim that I'm not calling you anything less than a child of God. But I mean, we have areas that we want to improve, and areas that maybe we have little wobbles on, or areas where we feel a little vulnerable. And that's part of what makes you perfectly imperfect. We're all here to grow and improve and take the areas in which we are awesome and add a little bit, and the areas where we feel that we're not awesome and add a little extra awesome sauce, or just focus on all the awesome stuff so the unawesome stuff fades away. Right? We talked about that on one of the days. I'll get to that in just a moment. So you get to choose. You get to decide if you want to live your life through the lens of, this is what's wrong with me. This is where I'm jacked up. This is where life is horrible. Or you get to shift the perspective and go, like, where is it really awesome, and how can I emphasize that? How can I elevate that? How can I add to that? Have the yes and perspective. And so the first day we talked about confidence, and I gave you my little confidence hack. Is that when I'm feeling unconfident in an area, so it's something I've decided to do that's new, or I haven't done it in a while, or I'm going into a space that I don't know if I belong, or if I'm going to be accepted, or whatever the self talk is, because that's not actually true. These are limiting beliefs. Um, the confidence hack that I have is I look in my life for an area in which I excelled. I knocked it out of the park. It was my jam and I jammed on it. Like I jammed on the one. That's such old school. Like I really like, oh, I did that. Oh, look at that. I did that. Whatever it is, you get to look in your life. You get to just open up the curtains of your life. Like, where have I felt successful, felt connected, felt most myself? And if I did it then, I can apply what I did then to this new situation. And it may be a completely different situation. The situation I always call up is the night that I discovered that I wanted to be a comedian. I wanted to make people laugh. I was in a beauty pageant for plus size girls. I was maybe 20 or 21, confused about what I was going to do with my life, entered this beauty pageant. They said we have a talent competition. I was like, I don't really have any real talent. I don't have any beauty pageant talent. So I'm just going to make fun of beauty pageants. Now, knowing that in high school, I had used humor, I'd used comedy, I'd used humor as a way to make connection. The piece of the story I don't tell is that in high school, I was so worried that people would tease me for being chubby. That's what we called it then. There was no fat acceptance. There was no body positivity. It's like, you were chubby, you were fat. I was so afraid that I would be called fat or called names. High school is a different animal, as you all know, right? I was so concerned that I was going to be called these names or be called out for being a little awkward or weird. I'm actually a lot awkward, and that's okay. I accept it now, but in high school, awkward is not what you want to be. And so what I did was I put up a mask of fun, silliness, imitating, accents and funny walks and things I had seen on TV. And what happened was I was able to win friends and influence people. And yes, I'm using air quotes, by being crazy Kim Coles, not knowing that it felt at the time. I thought, I'm just going to put on this mask of being, all the comedians I see on television right now, not knowing that I was actually aligning with something that's really a part of who I am. I'm able to imitate voices and people I would see walking down the street. I just used my beautiful environment of Brooklyn, and I would do the Puerto Rican girl, say, hey, wait a minute, what are you doing? And the kids would laugh. Or I would do the Jamaican accent, like, darling, I need to get a beef patty. A beef patty is a patty with beef. And the kids would laugh. I'm like, they're laughing at this silliness, not knowing I was developing the skill, the tool, a gift that I could use for the rest of my life that made me who I am to this day. So I knew I could make people laugh in high school, so maybe I could make people laugh in this beauty pageant. I did it, and I won first runner-up, but not because I had been pretty or poised, because I was not. I was an awkward, goofy girl. But the audience felt the energy of what I was doing and saying and being. And respectfully, I made fun of the skinny girls and the skinny girl pageants, and I won first runner-up. And that was the night I was like, oh my goodness, this is what I need to do. I felt the waves of love and laughter coming at me on stage. In fact, I'll tell you all a secret that nobody knows. You want to know a secret? I'm going to show you something. I want to show you something. Can I show you something? I'm going to show you something. Hold, please. This logo is a representation of what happened to me that night. You see how the hearts are sort of splayed out and they're on their way to you? The love is on the way to you. That's what happened to me that night. It felt like waves of love and laughter coming at me and hitting me up on stage and going, this is what I need to do. So when I need to borrow confidence, sometimes I borrow from that day. Sometimes I borrow from that day. To this day, let me just go back to me, hold please. Sometimes I borrow from that 21-year-old girl who's like, I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'm just going to do this. And then I won first runner up. I won my life in that moment. That was my aha or oh snap moment. And you have those moments in your life too. Go searching through the files of your life and go pull out a file and go, this day I was jamming. This day I was the bomb.com. And as you go into this new experience that you're fitting to do, that you're thinking about doing, like, I don't know if I should do, wear that as if it is the most incredible garment. It fits you because it comes from you. It fits you perfectly because you've done it before. And go forth and take on this new challenge with that same confidence you already had. It works every time. For me, feel free to try it on. Let me know how it works for you. Leave in the comments. Try it on. Try it on for size. So there's that. And the other side of that is, so we've got this piece of confidence that's working for us. The other side of it is, looking in the mirror at ourselves, are the limiting beliefs. And what we talked about on the first day is that a belief is really just a thought that you think over and over and over again. Sorry, not sorry to tell you that a belief is not always a truth. In fact, it often is not. Sorry, not sorry. Because some of us have beliefs that we go, oh no, you could write that in stone. I'm going to tell you this right now. Beliefs, and I'm not going to even go through the list of beliefs, but we have beliefs in our lives that we stand on top of them and go, this is truth. It's not always true. It's just something that you have thought over and over and over and over again. And so that means if you have any limiting beliefs, I'm not enough, I'm too much, I'm too fat, I'm too skinny, it's hard being a sister, man, being a brother is real tough. And my hair doesn't grow fast. My children will never do right. Whatever it is, I don't belong anywhere. When I talk, no one listens to me. What are your limiting beliefs? They're beliefs, thoughts that you've thought over and over again. And, hint, hint, a lot of them are installed in us in society. A lot of them are installed in us by our caregivers because they had their beliefs that were limiting. And here's the thing, we know that, the world gives us, reflects back to us what we put out. So if you continue to believe that you're not enough, the world will remind you that you're not enough because that's what you're looking for. You're looking through the lens of this. I'm not enough. I'm not enough. So not enoughness will keep showing up. So why not try on for size some new beliefs, install some new beliefs. And, I'll say this because I have a feeling there's someone like this here. If you have this sort of logical, analytical mind, it's the other side. Well, I can't believe this other thing. Like I've believed this all my life. How do I install something new? Try on something that's one level up. So let's say, for example, you believe I'm not that I don't belong. That I know that's one for me. I'll take that one on. That there have been spaces I've gone into like I just don't feel like I belong. But did I really not belong, or did I act as if I didn't belong, and so therefore people didn't include me? Right? Have you gone into a space and you didn't show up as your full self, and then maybe people perceive that you didn't want to be there, or maybe people perceive that you thought you were too cute. Like there's people who act like they think they're too cute because they really don't feel as if they fit in. So I'm just going to act as if I'm better than everyone. It's like, well, we don't want that around here. Go ahead on with that. Evidence will show up for you. And so is there something else that you can believe? Well, I don't feel like I belong there, but is there a space that I do feel as if I belong in? Let me go and be there and be my perfectly imperfect self and let myself be reinforced with the belongingness that I do belong there. Look for times where you showed up somewhere and people were happy that you were there, happy that something that you contributed to the space or to the conversation or to the experience, that people were like, oh, I'm so glad you showed up. And go like, I did belong. Something I brought to the party, literal or figurative, was valuable. And then just keep raising the energy on that. Keep raising the stakes on that until you really do believe. And there's a lot more work that we can do around this, but this is just a recap of what we did on that day. So just, if you can't go here, if you can't go from here to here, go from here to here. And that's a perfect place to start. Perfect place to start. Give yourself grace and ease. Okay? Okay. What else did we talk about on that day? Hold, please. Hold, please. I want to try to give it all to you. This conversation around embracing the fear. I learned many years ago that, so there's fear, the acronym false evidence appearing real. It's just fear. It's not really a real thing. I mean, look, I'm going to be afraid if I'm camping and there's a bear that heads my way. Maybe that's a real fear. But even they can be handled if you have the right tools and you leave your food, put your food away, folks. Or in my case, just don't go camping. But that's another story. We face the fear, and a lot of people talk about using faith to overcome the fear. Just have a little bit of faith, a little bit of faith. You all know the story about the mustard seed of faith, All you need is that much to overcome. The other tool that I use is to focus on my future. So if the fear is right here in my face, if I just look beyond and go like, well, my future's over there, and here's this fear in my way. Get on out the way now. Get on out the way, fear. Make way for the future I am really trying to step into, the future I am designed to step into, desiring to step into. So just look beyond your fear and go like, I see you, fear. I see you. Okay. Hey, how you doing? And then look beyond it and go, but that's my future. And if that's my future, I must step over the fear in order to get the place I want to go. The other thing I did say that day too is if you have a desire or dream, I'm going to say that, let me put some emphasis on it. Hold on, let me put some funk on it. If you have a desire or a dream, whatever that desire or dream is, was given to you by the Creator so that you could bring it forth. Thank you very much. Good night. It wouldn't have come to you. You have desires and dreams that I haven't even thought about because it's not destined for me to bring that forth. You have desires. And if you want to put that in the chat, put in the chat some of your desires, your dreams, your big visions that you have for your life. That's what makes you wink legacyable. This is your legacy. Your legacy is not something that happens long after you die. It's like what you do right now, what you put in place for your children to see, for your grandbabies to see, for your community to see, for the people sitting in the cubicle next to you. There's someone who will be impacted by you just stepping into your dream. That's what makes your legacy available to you right now. So what was I saying about that? I got off on a tangent. And so anyway, you see your future, step into your future, and be very aware that the dreams, desires, hopes, and visions that you have for yourself would not have come to yourself if you weren't the one to make it happen. You weren't the one that was supposed to bring it forth. And the resources to make it manifest already exist in your here and now. Thank you very much. Good night. Sorry, not sorry. They would not be given to you if the way to make them manifest did not already exist. And as I always bring in my beloved EJ always says, and he's joined me in the VIP to help with the coaching and share his wisdom and share his heart and generosity in that way. That's why I keep saying, oh, come on and join the VIP. There's good things, extra good things happening over there. But I borrow from him all the time this notion that okay, so let's go back. Gift has been given to you by the Creator. It's been given to you because you're the one that's supposed to bring it forward. You got some stuff that I don't have. I got some stuff that you don't have. And that's what makes the world go round. I need you to do that thing that you do. I need you to do that thing that you do to remind me to do the thing that I'm supposed to do. Now let's add on to that. Ready for it? There's someone right now praying for the solution that only you can deliver. There's someone in the world right now, like, I just wish that I had a caterer to help me with my event. Oh, who's just going to make it just a soulful, sexy event. I have this event and I don't know who the caterer is. I don't know who the perfect person is for it. And here you are. The name of your business is soulful and sexy or whatever it is. You like, this is what you do. Oh my goodness. I want to build a business around helping people understand taxes. I know taxes are this big scary thing and people think it's this big scary thing, but that's my jam. I know tax code like I know like I know the days of the week. There's somebody saying, I wish somebody would help me with my taxes. This is so hard. And here you are having all the tax codes and not setting up your business to help people do that. Man, I really need someone to help me with my ADHD. I think I have ADHD. I'm not really sure. I keep, looking at all the memes on Instagram, and those signs kind of seem like I think I have it because I'm having a hard time focusing, and I doom scroll on my on my Instagram late at night. I may or may not be talking about myself. I feel like I can't always focus the way I'd like to. Have I had this all my life? I wonder. It's part of my superpower. I wish there was a coach I could talk to that could really help me unlock the best version of myself. And here it is. You're an ADHD coach, and Kim Coles is looking for you. Hypothetically, do the thing that you came here to do. Please, we're all praying for you. There's someone praying for the perfect solution that only you can deliver. And here you are sitting at home going, I sure could use some extra money. I sure could use a little side hustle. Man, this mortgage, it keep coming up every month. Here it is. You're sitting on the perfect solution. And there are people who would lean in and go, how can I get some of that? Where do I sign up to do that? Can I have a one-on-one call with you? Where's your course? Can I sign up for your course right quick? Come on now. Come on now. Live your gift. People are praying for you. I'm paraphrasing the way EJ says it. He says it his way, and I put my little extra spice on it because that's me. That's my gift. Okay. All right. Where's my little form? Okay. I didn't even get past day one, and I'm already 29 minutes in. Okay. So let me do a little bit of a review. You're going to take a look at your limiting beliefs and really ask yourself, how is this belief, or look at your beliefs and decide if they are limiting or if they are activating beliefs. You get to decide, is this really a limiting belief? Is this really true? Or can I shift the perspective on that and find a way to create a belief that is activating, so then I step into the best version of myself? The other thing I always say is I choose to use joy as a default setting. When all else fails, I go, how can I get back to joy? I use EJ as another example. One of his tenets is to return to love. For me, I'll take on joy and love. Go ahead, I'll take them both. He actually has it tattooed on his arm. I will, no matter what, I'm going to return to love. No matter what, for me, how can I get back to a joyful space? Okay, all right, that was day one. Day two, we talked about joy versus happiness. So joy and happiness. So there's distinct differences. I think happiness is dependent on external circumstances. Happiness can be fleeting. Hopefully it's not for you. I want you to be happy all the time, but it's circumstances, right? It's things that happen. There's things that happen that make you happy. However, joy is something that comes from within. Joy is actually, in my perspective, sacred. It's a sacred place to default to. It's a sacred place to come from. Cultivating joy is rooted in gratitude and in purpose and having your inner peace, so that those are the things that you can use when challenging situations keep you from being happy. Feel me? Just going back to joy, going back to love, or going back to an emotion and an expression that feels right for you, that you can then look at everything through the lens of that particular perspective. For me, it's joy and love. I'll take them both. Like, how do I look at this from a joyful space? And it will shift everything. It will dissolve the haberdasheries of life. Haberdasheries and hemoglobins. Thanks, Tony Baker, wherever you are. Great comedian if you don't know him. Have a gratitude practice. For me, the practice that got me out of a dark depression after living single was over and I wasn't working, the gratitude practice I got into. And by the way, I found a therapist who said, we could talk about your mama and your daddy and everything that's happening in your whole life and all blah, 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 blah. But I need to get you in alignment right now. 5 things you're grateful for every day. Like, lady, I just told you I'm depressed. Gratitude, whatever. When I tell you that gratitude practice got me raised back up to joy. And like I said, for me, in joy, once I can find the joy in something, then I can move forward. Find that for yourself. Get in a gratitude practice. And here's the magic sauce. The secret, you want to know the secret sauce about gratitude? I found that the more that I was grateful for, the more the Creator sent me to be grateful for. It's like, wait a minute. She said she was depressed and she still acted like she's grateful and showing gratitude. Child, let me send her that residual check so she can go ahead and keep paying her mortgage. Let me send her a beautiful sunshiny day so she will go outside and get some fresh air and go hang out with the trees, which I also created. Go get you some trees, Kim Coles. You know you love trees. I'm making it silly, but this is my joyful way of looking at it. And you get to use this in a way that feels right for you. I promise you, the more that you're grateful for, the more shows up for you to be grateful for. It's the law. It's universal law. And it's magic. And it's magnificent. And it will get you through the darkest times, and it will keep you afloat when you're in or I should say, it will keep you really in alignment and in the best energy and afloat in the best energy for longer, right? The more that you can create from that space of peace and harmony and feeling blessed and feeling grateful, the more, the bigger your life can expand and the more legacy you can create and share with other people. By the way, if I didn't make that connection, let me do that. The person who's praying for you and the solution that you so beautifully can offer is your legacy. Our blessings often come through other people, which the Creator has said, hey, so-and-so over there has the answer you need. Go on and get that. Your website will magically pop up for them like, I've been looking for you. Thank you. It's just the law. You're welcome. And what else did we talk about? Just activate your gifts. And we talked about, getting clear on your strengths. So the example I love using was given to me by my very first coach, Andrea Quinn. As you can see, I'm a person that's really big on giving attribution to those who that I get this from people. She was an answered prayer to me, so I have to give her credit for where credit is due. And I've since made it into my whole routine, but her whole thing was stay on the good side of the room. So on the good side of the room, and yes, I'm using air quotes, on the good side of the room, you are magnificent. There are things that you do that are magnificent. You're smart. You're good at math. You're funny. You can go to your refrigerator and whip up magic, like, James Beard worthy meals. You are a piano concerto like Mozart or Beethoven or whoever the people are. I don't know who the people are. Whoever the people are, that stuff like that stuff. On this side of the room, you are magnificent. When you walk in and smile, the whole world lights up. You are a great listener. People come to you because you be listening with your whole soul. Stay your behind on that side of the room. On this side of the room is everything that goes wrong. And you can make a list, everything that's just not right. Math and I do not get along real well. Now, I can hire somebody to help me with the math, and there comes the solution that you so uniquely offer that I don't have to be good at math. I got you. Legacy. Stay on the good side of the room where you are magnificent. Where you are not good, what doesn't work for you is none of your business. Mind your business. Or as Tim Waltz says, mind your damn business. Mind your damn business. That's none of your business. Stay on this side of the room where you are magnificent, where you are perfectly imperfect, and where the Creator has great things for you to put into the world. given only to you. Okay. On day 3, I'm gonna come back and look at comments later. On day 3, we talked about storytelling and legacy. Now, storytelling, that's on my side of the room over here. Storytelling is my jam. I didn't know that I was becoming a storyteller when I was back in high school and telling, little funny stories and jokes. I had characters. I would make the girl look. We would have gym class. If you're a chubby girl and you ain't exercised a day in your life, gym class is horrible. It's the worst place to be. And why were they giving it to me first thing in the morning? That way I was going to be musty the rest of the day. I didn't want to be musty the rest of the day. So, I didn't know, and I didn't think I was going to get an A or high grades in that class because I couldn't do any of the stuff they had us doing. And so I would just make jokes the whole time during gym class. All I wanted was a C. That's all I needed. I had a ready audience. I had funny characters. I would pull my gym shorts up high and do this little funny walk and talk, keep the girls laughing as they were doing all this stuff. They had us doing gymnastics. Why? I don't need to be musty for the rest of the day. That was my jam. I would tell stories, not knowing that I was going to discover what I was going to do for the rest of my life. So not only do I love story, I love helping other people tell their stories. And we talked a lot about the different things that you can pull from, the ways that you can pull story from your life. Let me set this tone for you here that everything that has ever happened to you has happened for you. Okay, I'm going to do that again because somebody may have needed to hear that again. What if everything that has happened to you has actually happened for you to heal and transform and transmute in a way that is then helpful to others? You've been there, done that, and got the t-shirt. Why not share with someone else how you went from striving to thriving, how you have overcome and become something brand new, all because you went through that thing and said, and made a decision, tell you what I'm going to do. I ain't going to do that again. Or, oh my goodness, that was awesome. I need to do more of that to become the next best version of myself. Here comes the legacyable piece. Now go teach that to other people. And you can teach people through your stories. You can teach people through your stories and then use your stories to unlock, I promise you, goods and products and services that those people who are praying for a solution will pay for to help continue building your legacy. Story for me is the way to unlock it all. Okay? You can look through your life for life themes. One of my life themes, I've come transparent here with you, I've been vulnerable. It's like belonging. Do I really belong here? Am I enough? Right? And it shows up because that's a limiting belief for myself. Trust me, it shows up all the time, or less and less over the years, but it shows up because I'm still working, I'm still perfecting, I'm still getting, it still pushes me in the back. Go ahead, girl, you know you don't belong. Like, hush, I belong, whatever. But it will show up and remind me I have to go back to my joy. I have to go back to my gratitude. I have to do my confidence hack and go, I belonged there, and there. I belong to me. Therefore, I belong to the world. Whatever your life themes are, go through your life themes. There's, so many. There's, anger. There's fear. There's belonging. There's, hurt and, life and death and all those things that are life themes. Look through your life for the themes that show up over and over and over again, and then look for the stories that you tell yourself about them and the stories of the times you've overcome them, right? My story about the night I discovered that the stand-up comedy is what I was supposed to be doing. When they told me we had to have a talent, I was like, I don't belong here. I don't play piano concerto. I quit piano because it came on the same time as Soul Train. Soul Train was more important to me, and American Bandstand. Remember, they came on one right after the other. Like, I don't want to go to piano lessons. This is what I need to be doing. So therefore, I couldn't play the piano in the pageant, but I could make fun of the pageant and blah, blah, blah. You get it. And so I belonged that night. I realized I do belong in just being myself. So anytime you have shown up and just been your authentic self, and anytime you can share a story of how you've discovered a new part of yourself, a new piece of yourself, you can share that with your audience. You can share that with your I would say your ideal audience, the people who are praying for you, or I like to call them my soulmate clients. Anyone who signs up to work with me, whether you know it or not, I've deemed you as a soulmate client. Because I'm doing my soul work, right? I've called you in, you're my soulmate, you're my people, and your people are your people. And by sharing your story, people get to learn who you are, learn what your perspective is, learn what your goods and products and services are, and then go, how can I get some of that? Your people. We talked about crafting and perfecting stories, and um, I actually teach a proprietary system. I'm going to share the 4 steps with you right now. I wasn't planning on doing that, but here you go. Here's how you can tell a perfect story every time, I promise you. Now, is there some fine tuning? Yes, but you do this, you're going to get what you need. There's 4 major steps, and they all begin with the word C. Here we go. I think I'm now up to 9 C's. I'm going to give you the first 4 is all you need to craft a great story. Challenge, choice, consequence, conclusion. I'm going to add a 5th one, call to action. Challenge, choice, consequence, conclusion, and a call to action. My challenge was I was a confused 21-year-old girl. I don't know what I'm going to do. I entered into this beauty pageant. Choice. My choice was to enter into this beauty pageant and then do a comedy routine on beauty pageants. The consequence was I won first runner-up that night. But what I really won was my purpose, my dream, the vision that this is what I need to be doing. Challenge, choice, consequence, conclusion. The call to action in this case might be look in your life for a time that you showed up and did something that you didn't think you could do, and somehow you won, or you were successful, or you got a brownie point. My call to action might be sign up for my new confidence course that I can help you unlock your confidence the way I did that day on stage as a 21-year-old knock-kneed girl in a beauty pageant bathing suit. My call to action might be, if you want to hear more stories like this, like, comment, and share. You get me? Do any story that you have, tell the challenge, tell the choice that you made or the choice that was made with you or for you. And like I said that day, doing nothing is also a choice. I sat on my behind and did nothing. That's a choice. The consequence of that choice and the conclusion was the lesson, the blessings, the oh no, the oh yes, or the ooh, I ain't gonna do that again. You tell a story that way, you'll craft a perfect story every time. If you want some more information on how to do that, if you're on my email list, I'll send some information about how to really craft your stories in a deep, resonant way. Okay? Beginning, middle, and end. Okay. Then we talked about your soulmate client and getting clear on who is your who. Who is your who? A lot of us that are in business are talking to all the who's in Whoville. I've done that before, given that I was, I have an audience of, when Living Single was on, you could say I was in millions of households. And I could tell that we're still on, like it's on. I get messages all the time of where it's airing now. I watch your show every morning. I watch your show every night. It's over here on such and such. It's over here on such and such. So I have a wide audience, right? But when it came to the work that I do as a story coach, as an author coach, I hone in on who my people are in that realm. So I can talk to everybody, but I really need to message to those people who are praying for someone to help them write a book, or praying for someone to help them present their story in a way that will wow the audience, or someone who's praying for someone to help them craft their message and craft their business in a way that gets them seen, heard, and valued, i.e., woo, woo, woo. So getting clear on who your who is so important. Who you're talking to. Who are you talking to? Remember how your mama used to say, who do you think you're talking to? Who do you think you're talking to? Talk to them. Okay? What else did we talk about that day? Oh, to really step into your strengths and opportunities. So your gifts will make a way for you. You've heard that phrase before. So let's go back to our magnificent side of the room. There you are in your magnificence, where you're jamming. This is what you do real good. You're not gonna pay attention to that stuff over there. You're gonna mind your damn business. You're gonna stay over here. I hope I'm not offending anybody by cursing, but I love when Tim Wall said, "Mind your damn business." Stay on the magnificent side of the room. The more you stay there, the more you activate those elements of your gifts, the more they will open up space for you, open up opportunities for you. And like I said before, I really do think that the creator is like, oh my goodness, oh me, oh my God, oh me. She's doing what I sent her there to do. I'm gonna send her some resources. I'm gonna send her a 5-day bold living challenge with Kooky Kim Coles that I done put on the earth, to get her thinking in a new way, getting looking at things in a new way. Wow, he is doing that thing I sent him there to do. Wow, let me send him a place he can go to get a business loan so he can build his business the way strong and powerful. And along the way, I'm going to send him a couple of assistants who also need jobs, who he can then have a team of people who are helping him build his business while he's helping them pay for their college education. I don't know, I'm making this up, but do you understand how your gifts will make opportunity and space for you? The other thing we talked about is to identify your core personal values. And this is another way to really unlock the stuff. If you're like, you don't know, if you're not completely sure, there's a resource I gave. I'm going to just say the website so I don't have to go and, look for a slide, but personalvalue.es. So let me spell it out for you. personalvalue.es. So it's the word personal values, www.personalvalues, but the ES has the little dot in between. Go there and take the test. There's a free test. You can pay for the upgraded version if you want to, but the free test will get you, I want to say 5 to 10 core values. It's an exhaustive test. Give yourself some time. And you will go, those are my values. Mine are compassion, love, community, inner harmony, and so much more. And that means that when I look through the lens of those core values at everything I want to do in my life, I get to check off, does this fit on my list of values? I get to run everything through that litmus test, so to speak. If it doesn't fit within my values, I don't say yes to it anymore. I cannot. I should not. It becomes detrimental to do so. It becomes very, very draining to do so. Right? Those are my values. And in fact, it was so funny. I said the other day, I'm a Capricorn, and Capricorns are supposed to be really good with money. We love money. I was so mad when money didn't show up as one of my core values. I was like, what? I'm a Capricorn. Money is what I do. But it wasn't one of the top 5. I don't even think it was one of the top 10. But what's interesting is that the 5 top ones could actually help me make money, even if it's by saying no to things that would bring me money, but would not bring me happiness. I have said no to jobs, gigs. You want me to keep it funky with y'all? I'm gonna keep it funky with you. I have said no to gigs when I needed the money, when having the extra money would have been real good to have. I have learned that I must say no, thank you. I must let that opportunity pass me by because it does not align with my values. If it's not going to bring me inner harmony, it's going to have me do something that I don't really want to do, or say something I don't want to say, or work with people that I don't really feel alignment with. No thanks. I'm going to let that go by. Go ahead on. They'll find someone else, someone who will say yes. If it doesn't align with community and inner harmony and peace and compassion and love, no thanks. You know how I know? Because I've taken those jobs before and like, oh my God, I'm in my trailer and I hate this job and I'm not feeling real good about myself. Got that check though. It wasn't worth it. It's important to have that alignment. Okay. All right. So go get that. So mine were compassion, inner harmony, contribution, love, and freedom. But here's what I did. I was like, so even though money wasn't like one of the top 10, freedom is one of my core values. And what does money provide you? Freedom. I was like, there goes the money right there. There goes the money right there. Money equals freedom in my book, right? And so it gives me the freedom to be able to say no to the stuff I don't want to do. Whatever that is for you, get those values in alignment and say yes to those values over and over and over again. You will not be disappointed. There's a job over the years, and maybe when I'm in my 90s, I'll tell this one particular show because I don't want to be negative to anybody who did say yes to this movie. I remember getting a call from my agent going, "Oh, there's this movie happening. It's going to be," I was like, "No, not for me." There are plenty of people who will do it and do it well. I knew it wasn't for me. And in my 90s, I'll tell what that is. Okay. Let me take a sip of tea. At day 5, finally, we're up to day 5. Was really all about activating your dreams and desires. And I've been talking about, what I did was I did sort of a mashup of all the things. What can you do to activate on your dream? What are the 5 things that you can do this week that you just move the needle just a little bit further? Because, they say that small hinges swing big doors. It's so true. I remember when I first heard that. I'm like, if you look at a hinge, I'm looking at my door right now, my front door right now, like relative to the door, the hinge is really not that big. Now there's 3 of them because it's a front door, but the hinge is really small compared to the door. And those hinges are vital to the door opening or closing. I remember in my old house, because it was an old house, the door fell off the hinge to one of the bathrooms. And like we had to open and close it, by moving it until I could get someone to come in. It actually came off the door jamb or whatever you call the other piece. I was like, I'm really, really aware now how much these things really work. Like I had to lift the door and jimmy it into place and jimmy it back into place. Like just work on the hinge. Work on 3 to 5 hinges, things that could just move the needle a little bit for you. Open the door a little bit more for you. Close the door on the things that you don't want to do. Just focus on that. 5 baby steps. And to decide what you will make as your default position. Like I said, for me, it's joy. For you, it might be love. For you, it might be peace. Inner peace is a big deal. Like no matter what happens, I'm gonna get back to peace. We all understand that? We're all good with that? Great. Now let's go forth and live. And you get to step into that knowing and step into that intention on every day. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I wanted to share with you. Oh, and the other piece I want to share that's always hopefully empowering for you is you get to allow this in. It doesn't need to be hard. You're not fighting with the universe or fighting with God. Like, If it feels like a fight, then you're fighting with the wrong one. Wink. And I also, somebody's going to get mad at me for saying this. I think a lot of times we think that we're fighting with the enemy, and the enemy said, well, I had nothing to do with that. That's you. Don't get mad at me. Don't get mad at me. Sorry, not sorry. Like, the enemy has come to destroy. The enemy is like, I'm over here doing something over here on the other side of the world. That's you. Don't get mad at me. Somebody's going to get mad at me. We blame the enemy. Sometimes the enemy lives within because we haven't allowed the light to fully express itself. Blaming the enemy. Why I oughta. Why you oughta step into your light. The whole theme of this whole 5-day experience is that there's light already within you, that as Marianne Williamson quote goes, your playing small doesn't serve the world. And the link between where you are and where you want to go is activating your light, allowing the light to come through and, meeting the creator right where the creator is. Like, I gave it to you. Now come on, let's go forth and illuminate the world. What I've said all week long is you get to be the ripple in the pond. You get to be the ripple in the pond, meaning the little pebble, whatever gift you have, it's like a little pebble. Well, I think it's a big pebble. You could drop in the pond and then it ripples on and on and on. There are people that you have already affected in your life that you will never even meet. That always blows my mind. You have folks that you know that you affect, like, oh, thank you so much for listening. That cake you baked for the church affair was delicious. I'm still thinking about it. Can you bake some more? Thank you. Whatever that is, man. When you fixed that hinge on my door. Now I don't have to like open the door using brute strength anymore. Thanks, man. Oh man, when you drew up those plans, sir, thank you so much for teaching me about financial abundance and how abundance really works and how to put a budget in place. I'm so glad I came to your budgeting course, sir. Thank you, sir, for creating that budgeting course. I now have a budget in place that now I can save for my future, whatever it is for you. Whatever it is for you. Okay, so this is the work I love to do. Yes, I'm still an actress. I'm still a comedian. I did a pilot I'm waiting to hear about. If this gets picked up, it's a Disney show. Disney shows go on forever. I will be on set happy, but still doing this because this is my jam too. I get to unlock all of my gifts. I get to be a multi-passionate. Perhaps you're multi-passionate too. Or perhaps you just have like one thing you just want to do and do real, real well. I love helping people do that. And I've got a way to help you do that. I want to share this other, do I even have a slide for this? Oh, yeah, there we go. I have created something called the Boldacious Brilliance live event. Why I say it like that every time, I don't know, but that's just me. The Boldacious live event. And there's actually two ways to participate. And if, with your permission, I would love to share with you what I've created for you, for us to work together in a more deep fashion, more deeply, more intensely, really dialing in the pieces that we've been talking about today. I don't even know what my next slide is. I think my next slide is something completely different. So I'm going to share with you the first page. There's two ways, like I said, for us to do this. There's the one-day event. I'm fitting to share this with you so you could, hopefully you can see it. Present, share screen. Boom. There we go. There it is, the Boldacious Brilliance event. It's one day. It's November 14th. Live and virtual. You could be in your living room. You could be in your bedroom. I'm going to want you to be on camera, so at least come presentable. You can even have your hair tied up if you want to. When I'm done with this, you don't think my little head wrap goes on. So yeah, you know, I know there's a way I look off camera that's very different than the way I look on camera. Come as you are. Right? And this is for you if you are an author, a speaker, a coach, a visionary leader, and you want to break through the noise, or you want to break through the noise inside your own head, inside up and through here. This is what we'll spend a whole day doing. There's 4 components to this. There's mindset mastery, in which we will go deep. And this is going to be live and experiential. It's not going to just me be talking to you on camera like this. It's going to be experiential, which is why I need a whole day with you, so that we can really unlock and uncover and look at things in a beautiful, powerful, sacred way. I love to create sacred space. So anybody who shows up, you're my soulmate client, and you're meant to be there, and I'm meant to serve you in this way. So I just want to make sure that you know that this is a sacred space and not just me doing the talking. We will have live experiential methods and exercises of taking on all the things I'm fitting to tell you about. Number 1 being mindset mastery. We're going to look at the limiting beliefs and look at ways to install new beliefs. You will leave that day with new beliefs already installed. The new upgraded, iPhone 17,000.3. Sometimes they just update. I don't need a new phone. Just hit the update. Thank you. We're going to run that update for you. You don't need a new you, just need the update. Mindset mastery. We're going to dive into what we talked about a little minute ago, which is the who is your who. Who is the person who is praying for you? We're going to go and find them. They're already there. They're already in your world. I'm going to show you how to find them and show you, tap into what it is they really want, what it is they really need, what are their hopes, dreams, and desires. Get clear on that. And we will unlock your boldacious brilliance. We're going to unlock the solution that you so uniquely can offer those people. It's like sort of a one-stop shop here. We're going to unlock all the things that don't work, all the beliefs that don't work, and install the new ones. Discover who it is you want to serve, and then discover the way that you can serve them. What are your unique gifts? What is your zone of genius? It's the good stuff. It's the magnificent stuff that's in this side of the room. We're going to go into that room where you live, where the magnificent version of you exists, and we're going to unlock all of that in a way that will leave you with a blueprint, a boldacious blueprint for the ways that you can serve others, for the ways that you can, you want to go here? The ways that you can earn money, the way you can build a business, the way that you can build your bank account easily by speaking into the listening and to the prayers of the people who need you most. You'll leave with a blueprint. And this is what I said yesterday, and hint, hint, here's the magic of this. You want to know the magic of this? I'm acting like somebody's going to listen in. Y'all are listening in. This ends up being the chapters of the book you want to write. This ends up being the topics you talk about when you speak. This ends up being the modules for the course that you think you want to create, because you do. By the way, you want to do all those things. You want to write your book. I help people do that. I became a publisher so I could help people do that. It helps you with your speaking. Speaking is the thing that I started doing when I shopped through all the money that I had made because I was depressed because Living Single got canceled. Speaking, becoming a speaker changed my world, changed my life. I can help you unlock the things that you want to talk about, that your people will want to hear about. So you'll leave here with, what do I talk about? We're going to get that together. What do I write about in my book? Oh, we're going to have that together. And it's easy. I have a way of pulling it out from you on that magnificent side of the room. I'm going to come into the magnificent side of the room with you. I want to hang out with you in there because that's where you are, thebomb.com. And then the fourth component of this day is helping you craft your story with soul. Story and heart, like leading with your heart. Again, speaking into the listening of the person who needs to hear it the most. This is not just your sad stories of how things didn't work. It's the stories of how you figured something out and how you can help others figure it out too. This is how you build your business and build your brand, and with authenticity, all with telling the stories that you want to tell that come from your own life, right? And so this whole experience, plus I'm putting together a swag box. And as EJ told the VIPs yesterday, my little secret is I don't hire a team for that. Like I literally go and shop for the swag box items myself because I like to put my juju in it. Of course, there'll be a workbook. And we just figured out today too, I wanted to remind everyone that you actually get to keep the recordings for this. So about 30 to 45 days, if you cannot come live, like November 14th, Kim calls, I can't come and spend a whole day with you. I can only be there part of the day. I will get the recordings to you in about 30 to 45 days because we'll need to edit them and make them pretty for you. So that the investment for that is only $197. It's only $197 to spend a whole day with me. Imagine if you have all of those pieces in place, a new belief systems installed, understanding who to speak to as your core audience. Who is your who, right? Let me go back to the page so I make sure I'm looking at the right thing. Clear about who your who is praying for you. Clear about the solution to help answer their prayers, which will in turn answer your prayers because you want to be legacyable, don't you? You want to live and leave your legacy. This is how you do it. We'll get that all done in a day. I'm excited about it. And like I said, the investment is only $197. Now, if you think, let me just take that one out. How do I remove that? No. Let's say you're like, okay, Kim calls, that's great. That's wonderful. But I'm gonna need a little bit more. Like, how do I then activate on it? How do I then implement all of that? Well, I've got the way that you can implement it. And that is the VIP version of the very same. Okay, that's the same page. Hold on. Did that switch? I hope it did. Let me just stop and look. No, what am I doing? Thanks, beloved. Hold on, share your screen. I have to sneeze. A sneeze is coming up. There we go. Uh, is it shared? I can't tell. I need to go back and look. It's so weird. It's not going in. Let me try one more time, guys. There. The VIP experience. Let me just double check that it is indeed being shared. All right. Thanks, EJJs. Thank you. The VIP experience. I have 15 spots. This is how it works. You will come to the virtual experience. You will be there. However, you're going to be with me live in Durham, North Carolina. So here's what's going to happen, VIPs, my 15 VIPs. You're going to fly to North Carolina on the 13th of November. We're going to have a delicious VIP reception experience ready for you. Then on the 14th, you will be in studio with me. And when I tell you in studio, it is a gorgeous studio, lights, camera, action. And you'll be there with me as we film and as we do the live virtual experience that I just described. You'll be right there with me. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner provided. Wait a minute. Hotel provided. Wait a minute. Transportation to and from the studio every day from the hotel provided. I got you. All you got to do is get yourself to Durham. That's on the 14th. You'll get that whole virtual day as everyone else does. On the 15th, we will spend a day implementing all the things that we talked about on the 14th. But just in case that one whole day is not enough to get you ready, we'll actually spend 8 weeks virtually getting you ready so that when you arrive on the 13th, when you're there on the 14th, we'll do some rehearsal. And then on the 15th, we will actually implement and you will record what I like to call a captivating talk, a 5 to 7 minute captivating talk. Now we will have spent 8 weeks getting you ready for that so that now you leave there with an edited video, you on stage, lights, camera, action, presenting your captivating talk now becomes the video that you can use for your website, for your social medias, and so much more. So it's actually one part virtual event, one part virtual 8-week coaching program, and one part day-long implementation or shooting your video, shooting your content. So that now you've spent 8 weeks getting dialed in on your message, getting dialed in on the talk, getting dialed on the blueprint of what you want to offer the world. And then you're going to record it. So now the world will get to see it. I'm doing this for $24.97. And yes, we do have a to-pay. I will likely not do it for this rate ever again because $2,500 for your hotel, your food, your transportation to and from the airport, from the hotel. You have to get yourself to Durham, but we'll do everything else. And we'll spend 8 weeks doing the everything else. In addition to getting to be in studio with me to see what it's like to be on stage. And many of you will have already spent some time on stage. So it'll just be a refinement of what you already do. And if you've never done it before, that's okay. I know how to get you ready. So it's kind of like doing your own little miniature TED Talk with your branding, because we're going to do the branding work, with your colors, because we're going to do all of that. And so we'll do Who is Your Who. We'll unlock your boldacious brilliance and your blueprint by using your genius, your special genius. We're going to craft a story that you can use as your captivating talk. And I'll teach you all the principles on how to craft powerful stories. We'll get you the wisdom blueprint, which is, again, the blueprint that helps you be very clear on the content that you can continue to create. So on and on and on. Hello. 10 spots left? Okay. So Dr. EJ just came out of his man cave. We have an apartment that has 2 floors. And so he chose the upper deck to have his man cave. He just came out of the man cave onto our little plank that we have up there. It's not a plank. It's just the bridge to the loft. And you just said we got 10 spots left. Okay, so I got 10 spaces to work with you because I want to work with you hands on. Okay, I'm so excited. So thank you, those of you who've already said yes to this. Nothing I love better than to listen. I love doing this kind of work because anyone I get to work with, I love to see the lights come on because I know when the lights come on in your eyes, you're then illuminating yourself for the rest of the world. So thank you to those 5 who've already said yes, and thank you for the 10 who are already coming in. Okay, we'll we will get that blueprint in place so that you will now know. You will no longer have to say, well, what's my book about? What content should I talk about on social media? What talks should I talk about? What, like, we'll get that dialed in. And I have a proprietary system of getting that out of you, which lives in the magnificent room. It's already in there. It's already in you, right? This is before we even touch. Like, I know people are using AI and all the things. I'm not against those things, but I like to start with you, like what's already up in there, and then we can fine tune it if we need to. But I have a way to get those elements out of you so that your who, the who is your who, your soulmate client is like, thank you so much for offering this. Where do I buy? Here's my checkbook. Let me throw it at your head. Does anybody use checkbooks anymore? Here's my credit card. Let me go ahead. Let me go ahead and throw that over on that side of the fence. Okay. We'll work through captivating content creation, master your magnetic messaging, and we'll work on getting you ready to present. Get you ready for prime time, so to speak, and feeling confident on camera. Confident just by being you, and folks will fall in love with you because they will feel the energy of the alignment that you have so powerfully stepped into. All of this is $24.97. And oh yeah, you look at the bottom of the page, because I need to meet with you one-on-one. You'll get a one-on-one session with me so we can really fine tune it, right? I love to find ways to create customized experience. And there's a voice that you have when you speak to your family members, and there's a voice that you have when you're speaking to your soulmate client, and we find a way to match the two so that it's perfectly aligned. And that's what that session is for, or whatever it is you need. So I'm going to stop sharing. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited. I love doing this kind of work. And so we've put the links up on the page for you. I don't know if I should stop sharing, EJJ. It came on the ticker tape. So thank you. So it's on the bottom of the screen. So thank you, Maurice, for helping me out there. Yeah, so there's the link if you want to say yes to the in-studio version. Like I said, you get all the everything. You get the day-long virtual, which is only $197. And if that's what you can do, then do that. Because I'm going to show up and show out and get you all the way in your magnificent room and get you the blueprint for you, all lined up. We're going to do this work together. And if you say yes to the VIP option, we'll actually implement it. And I'll spend 8 weeks getting you ready to implement it for $24.97. And I believe there's a ticker on the page that tells you when that the price will change, the investment will change, because I wanted to make it an easier yes. You just get yourself to Durham the 13th, 14th, and 15th, and I will take care of the rest. Okay. I don't know if we have any questions I need to answer. Oh, I didn't. So thank you. I see the 10 spots left. I wasn't even looking at the chat. So we have 10 spots for that. Say yes to you. All right. So you're going to likely hear me talking about this over the next coming weeks, as I want to fill all the 197 spots. I want to fill all the 24.97 spots, meaning all the regular admission and all the VIP spots. If 197 is the way to go for you, say yes to that. I'm going to deliver. If the 24.97 is the way to go, say yes, I'm going to deliver. And this might be the answered prayer you've been looking for. This might be, I need this piece. How do I handle my mindset? How do I shift the beliefs that are like, I feel so out of alignment. I want to get in alignment. I got you. I don't know who to talk to. I don't know. I just put my posts up on Instagram and no one's looking. Something I had to learn is something I'm still fine tuning myself, right? That's boldlivingchallenge.com virtual. I don't know who to talk to. I don't know who my people are. We're going to get you dialed in on that. I'm going to provide the resources and the exercises to make sure you get that. I don't know how to tell my story. What story should I be telling? Well, I don't know what to tell. I don't know what. I got you. That's my jam. That's my Jimmy Jam. That's my Jimmy Jam and my Terry Lewis. So silly. And what was the other piece of that? That was the blueprint, the magnificent, pulling your gifts and strengths and talents so that you can create the opportunity for yourself, so that those people who are ready to who have been praying for you, you can then say yes. And you'll be surprised the ideas that come out that you haven't even thought about. I didn't think about doing that. Let it be easy. Let it be easy. I really think the creator was like, I want it to be easy for you. We make it hard. And stop blaming the enemy. The enemy ain't studying you. My mother's from from North Carolina. So she was, ain't nobody studying you. The enemy is very likely not studying you because you have too much light. Or maybe you think the enemy is coming after you because you have so much light. So just have so much light that you don't even see. You just drown. I don't even see the enemy. What I see is my light. And what I see is the light of the creator coming through me. And I'm not going to create any barriers, whether they're the enemy or not. I'm not going to allow anything to come in other than the light so that I can then shine it forth, reflect it out. All right. Happy to have you in either experience. And those of you who said VIP to this, yes to this VIP, in case you don't remember, you get that $97 applied to either one of these that you choose, or for something that I offer later on in the year, or and you have 1 year to make that happen. Thank you all so much for letting me spend part of my Saturday with you. I completely did not look at the clock. I got to go talk to the VIPs, and then I have an event to attend. And I'm in love with all of you, and I'm in love with the light that you are here to share with the world. Shine brightly. The world is waiting for you to shine brightly. Thank you all so much. VIPs, I'll see you in 5 minutes. I got to go refresh my tea and make a bio break. Thank you so much for being here. All the best. Shine your light and woo, woo, woo. Bye for now.